What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back into another video. And as you can see, this is going to be my new setup and the new way I'm going to be making my videos now. I'm going to make sure that I have something more professional so it sounds better, the audio, as my channel keeps growing, I want to keep continuing to give you guys better quality, better content. And of course, this is also for my podcast that I'm starting soon. If you're wondering what the podcast is about, I made a video regarding it, but basically, I'm gonna talk about everything and anything. It's gonna be just a lot about me and a lot about bringing my friends, my family, just a lot of more content, guys, so you can see more of who I am, and about my life. So, but this video is not about that. Let's talk about anxiety, stress, and pain. Man, let me tell you guys, yesterday I had a really, really bad experience with anxiety and stress to the point where afterwards, even a couple of hours afterwards, I started feeling pain, like legitimate pain. So let's get right into the experience, right? So yesterday I had a big interview because I'm trying to get a promotion at my job. You wouldn't even call it promotion because I don't know. It's more of another position, but a higher grade, right? In the federal government, you have different pay schedules. And yesterday I had a really big interview, so I can go another step, another rate, another pay grade. So throughout the week, I'm preparing, I'm making sure I'm good, and of course, the night before, you start thinking about, man, what kind of questions they're gonna ask me, and how's the interview gonna go. Typically, interviews are like 30 minutes long, and from what I've experienced in my field, they typically ask you about 5 to 7 questions, depending on the agency. Right? When I interviewed with NASA, they had, I think, six questions, and this time around they had seven. Regardless, though, when I was, before going through the interview and a couple hours before, you start getting very anxious, right? Well, unfortunately for me, because I already, had suffered from anxiety, had suffered from, some type of depression. I'm actually like I have been clinically tested to have mild depression and my anxiety. At one point, I tried taking medication, but of course, it didn't work because of my gastro issues. I actually wouldn't sleep at night because of the chemicals that the medication had, and it will make my GERD worse and my regurgitation worse. So unfortunately for me, I can't take those. But who knows? Maybe that's a blessing too, right? So while I was having an interview, I felt like my heart was gonna come out of my chest, and of course, I gotta concentrate on the questions in the interview. But throughout the process, I remember for like a good hour and a half, like close to the start of the interview to like afterwards, I had major anxiety, and my body, you can feel, was just very stressed from the the interview itself. And typically, the only time that I've gotten something similar has been when I've had anxiety attacks or panic attacks where I feel like my body feels achy, right? So before I proceed, I want to, just mention that the anxiety and stress, I don't really deal with it on a high level every day. It's more like situational sometimes when I get episodes, or maybe sometimes when I feel really, really down because of my health issues, or situations like this that make me super, super nervous. And it's very, unfortunate. So it's almost like situational, I'll call it. But in this situation, it was bad. So after I got done with the interview, I was literally like starting to feel achy, pain. And I was like, if you guys that work out, if you've ever, stepped away from the gym for some time and then went back to the gym, that feeling of soreness, like the day after or a couple of days afterwards, because you just went back to the gym, so your body and your muscles are not used to it, is almost what it felt like, that achy. Or another example can be like when you catch a cold, or if you guys have had COVID-19s or the flu, that body ache and that body pain that you feel, and it just, everything hurts. It feels like your your bones are hurting, right? Of the pain and the discomfort. So this situation from my anxiety was just like that. And I kind of had an idea that it was my anxiety because, it was random. First of all, it was, random, and it happened right afterwards. And I didn't think I was getting sick because I didn't feel like I was getting sick. I didn't have any signs and symptoms except the body aching. But I knew that my mind had gone through a lot. So what are the symptoms that I get when I go through these episodes, or at least yesterday's episodes, right? Yesterday I had both of my arms hurting. So excuse me, guys, those are my dogs barking. But both of my arms were hurting. So on this side and on this side. And typically, if it would have been on maybe on my left arm or just one arm or something, we would think like, oh my God, heart attack. But it didn't feel like that. Well, I never had a heart attack, so I don't know exactly what it feels like, but I could tell that it was just achy, right? And then my arms were achy, my biceps felt achy, and then my lower back with my butt alongside my legs were very, very achy. And I was just like, everything is just hurting, man. Like actual pain. Again, it's as if I would have worked out and had a long workout, and I would have been sore like the day after, all that aching, all that pain. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, this is crazy, right? And I've had something minor close to that when I've had episodes with my health issues and I freaked out and I go through these, you know, I'm not sure if going through these situations are like more like anxiety attacks, but I would kind of name it probably an anxiety attack, except I kind of knew where the anxiety was coming from, right? But regardless, your body is going under all that stress and under all that tension that you're putting in your body. Something similar that used to happen to me, even like for example, like my legs and my body when I suffer from prostatitis. I remember when I used to ejaculate, right? And because I was suffering from, I had an inflamed prostate, right? That's what prostatitis is. My legs and my back used to be so sore, and I was so nervous and so anxious that when I started walking, I used to wobble because I felt my legs being so weak. Yesterday, something similar like that happened, where like I'm like, dude, my legs feel weak. I feel a little bit weaker, and I don't believe it's a deficiency in like blood or like some type of minerals or vitamins, because I just got tested from a doctor, and the results look pretty okay, right? I'm gonna go through that process with you guys soon when I get my results for like my SIBO test and also my stool test for H. pylori. But it felt like I couldn't walk, or it was just painful, and it was more soreness than just actual pain, but it combined and just made it painful, right? So I kind of knew that, and that went on even with me going to sleep at night, and it always goes away after I fall asleep, after I get some rest. Even if it's not the best rest, like it starts going away. Like today, I feel, I mean, minor, like some, the discomfort and the pain, it's very minor. But um, right after I fall asleep and you go to sleep, if it kind of maybe because your body relaxes and that, you're kind of decompressing and just releasing that tension and that stress. So, very weird situation. I kind of wanted to share that with you guys because I was like, this happens to me whenever I go through these anxious moments, and that's not the only symptom. I mean, my head, when I go through these episodes that I like to call episodes, when my heart raises and for whatever the reason may be, all that blood that goes into your head just creates a lot of pressure, and your head hurts a lot, sometimes to the point where you feel lightheaded. And I'm like, yo, all this happens because of my heart rate, because of my anxiety and then the stress, that I'm going through. I'm just like, man. So I don't know exactly. I mean, how better ways to take care of it besides, taking care of myself, like on a daily, day to day basis. Cause I feel like that's important, right? Having, to take care of yourself on a day to day, managing your stress, managing my health issues. But sometimes you go, you hit this road where you have these major issues where a healthy person will probably just be, it was a long interview, it wasn't anxious, but afterwards you calm down, you relax, and that's it, right? That used to be me in the past, and I know what happened to me yesterday was not me in the past. And this was a this was a video interview, by the way. So regardless, My heart rate went crazy. I felt like I was gonna come out of my chest. I was so nervous. I did what I had to do um, when it came to the interview, but because of my health issues, something I like an interview is kind of heighten, I guess, the level of difficulty, the way that I talk uh, becomes even harder because when you're nervous, you can tell that sometimes you shake a little bit or your voice cracks. Things like that, because of my health issues, are like 5 to 10 times worse, and it's very unfortunate. A lot of you guys that are sick or suffering from health issues, that's why health issues cause so much pain, and not just like physically but mentally, right? And sometimes spiritually. That's the unfortunate thing, that even that as long as I am not healthy, as long as I am quote unquote sick, I'm gonna have to deal with certain things like that when it comes to interviews, when it comes to high pressure moments. I know that I'm gonna get some type of way. My body's gonna tense up very much, and I'm gonna suffer through things like that. So, I mean, if you guys have anything that maybe you've experienced that helps you guys, or besides medication, besides the regular good old Western medication, like anything else that felt like helped you, or um, any experiences that you guys have, or something that I may not be aware of, I would love to hear from you guys, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's new, but it doesn't happen very often. So my research and my knowledge is not as great. I can only say my experience and like let you know what I went through. So if you guys have anything that you could probably help me or help others, man, don't be afraid to come down, comment on the comment section, and type something that could help somebody, because I want to know, I want to learn more about my situation, about maybe how I can make it even better, right? And then eventually, hopefully, I can share that with the YouTube channel, so your comment can go a long way. So don't be afraid. We're all a family. We don't judge. We're all vulnerable here, and that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget that I'm starting my podcast soon. My podcast won't be just about my health issues like I usually have my YouTube channel, about like my experiences. It'll be about everything. I wanted to start a podcast, for myself, and just to be more of a content creator on YouTube, to grow my channel even more. And I feel like I have the opportunity. And why not? Why not just go for it and see what happens, right? Um, but hopefully you guys like it. And of course, it's gonna be on YouTube because for the visuals. It's gonna be on Spotify, also on Apple Podcasts for sure, and probably Amazon Music. So you guys will be able to find it everywhere. So as usual, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the love. Hopefully you guys like more of what's going on my end, and making it a little bit more professional for you guys. So I can provide the best content for you guys. So as always, take care of each other. Be safe. If you're going through stuff, listen, don't let that define you for the rest of your life. Right? Don't let that struggle, that situation define what could be the rest of your life. Stay positive. God loves you. Jesus loves you. And as usual, peace and love, familia. See you guys on the next one. Deuces.